what it is, guys. It's your boy Alan Solori with an episode of Alanizing, and today we have Mexico in la Copa Oro 2025. So this episode's going to be both in English and Spanish. First segment's going to be in English, then the second segment's going to be in Spanish. I'll put the timestamp in the description in the Spotify. You'll see the timestamp on where the episode's going to be split. So obviously you're going to get on to the road to the final for Mexico, the final itself, the tournament review, the players I think that stood out to me. And then we're also going to get in the U.S. a little bit of what they did, but it's mostly going to be about Mexico, all right? So we'll start off with that. Si lo quieren escuchar en español, voy a poner el tiempo para que vayan y lo escuchen, okay? Gracias. I'll start off in English, right? The road to the final. Started off in the group stage with Mexico beating the Dominican Republic 3-2. The second group stage game was against Suriname. They beat them 2-0. The third was against Costa Rica. It was a draw. I mean, it was a draw. It was a draw 0-0. The quarterfinals was against Saudi. They beat them 2-0. Semis, Mexico beat Honduras 1-0. And then obviously in the final, Mexico beat the U.S. 2-0. The final, right? The game started off on the USA side as Chris Richards on a free kick scores a header to put the U.S. 1-0 after 4 minutes in Houston. Mexico looked inspired rather than defeated and amped the intensity in the 27th minute when Marcelo Ruiz makes a sweet pass to Raul, who launches a missile into the back of the net to make it 1-1. In the second half, I felt like both teams dropped off a bit in the beginning of the half, but then with less than half an hour left in the game, Edson Alvarez, el Machín, the captain, scored a header, deflected off Johan Vázquez to make it 2-1 and seal la Copa Oro para Mexico and lift their 10th CONCACAF Copa Oro as el Machín as captain and Javier el Vasco Aguirre as the coach. Overall, right, stats-wise, Mexico finished with better possession at 60% to 40%, better XG at 1.26 to 0.64, more shots 16-6, and shots on target 8-3. So stats-wise, Mexico dominated in all important categories, I would say. I was impressed with El Tri on how they struggled. I mean, how they shrugged off and bounced back after that Richards goal. They didn't panic or become lost. They got better. It seemed like they bettered the intensity by pressing higher and doing great on one-touch combinations, as we saw in El Lobo's goal. Like I previously mentioned, right, kind of died down in the second half. And I'm disappointed on that because we didn't score more. We had 2 good opportunities second half. I remember one with El Piojo Alvarez. And then Santi and Chino had a chance like when they came on with the last 5 minutes of stoppage time. So we had opportunities to score and make it more. And they didn't get it. And I feel like if Mexico kept it pushing, it could have been 4 goals or more, especially versus this U.S. side. And that's what pretty much won the game for Mexico, was the better experience, the better talent that this team has over the U.S. and that specific U.S. side, to be general. Vasco with his side choked Bosch's side. They couldn't retain the ball more than 5 seconds before Mexico recovered the ball. It was disappointing performances by Diego Luna, Adams, and Tillman. The best players on this team, and they disappeared, all right? Tillman and Luna are young, so you could give him a pass at this stage, especially Diego, because he's only 21, right? And he's Mexican-American, and it's the Mexico-USA final, so it's like a whole emotions run high, right? And he received some boos in this game, which I didn't get from the Mexico fans because, like, why are we booing? Like, yeah, he chose to be in the U.S. side versus the Mexico side, but like, bro, he probably wouldn't even start, to be honest. I think that's why he started for the U. That's why he went to the U.S. I want to get boos from the U.S. fans because he didn't play well, so that makes a lot of sense. But from Mexican fans, and then especially this is in Houston, bro. Half the Mexican fans in the stands are also Mexican Americans. We're also Chicanos, all right? So what are we booing the guy for? Like, well, whatever, all right? So emotions are running high. I remember that handball by Jorge Sanchez. A lot of people are talking about that. Not a penalty. I think it was clearly accidental. Like the rule book says, like how he did it, how he slipped and he tried to grab himself to stay up. He didn't even look down. Like he just put his arm there so he wouldn't hit, and it hit the ball. And you could clearly see when he saw the ball. His hand went back up, and like it was accidental, not a penalty. That didn't help us. Even if they got that penalty, I don't think they would have helped them at all. So it was just Mexico was just a better team today. Just a better team today, and we'll leave it at that. The Mexico tournament review, right? Players that stood out to me, new and old, in my opinion. Let's start off with the new. And the kid everyone's talking about. Gilberto Mora, 16 years of age, plays for Tijuana in the midfield. This kid was on the bench versus the Dominican Republic and the Costa Rica game. He didn't dress for the Suriname game, but he replaced Luis Chavez due to injury in the Saudi game, and he impressed. He completed the most dribbles. He had a shot. He looked comfortable on the ball. Now, in the Honduras game, he was man of the match, and that was his coming out party. He had an assist. He was pretty much everywhere. He had the assist was a pretty timing to Raul. He also created 2 chances. He had 25 out of 28 accurate passes and 2 passes into the final third. But what impressed me most about him was his composure and character. He was fouled 3 times this game, and he was hit multiple times. And they were harsh, bro. Like, he's small. They list him at 5'6", and to me, he looks like 120, 130 pounds. So for a soccer player, that's small. So every time an Honduran had a chance to beat him, that's what they did. They just hard tackle him each and every time. And credit to him, he never complained to the ref. He just got up, continued playing, and even after all the hits, he was still calling for the ball, still running into spaces to receive the ball. And that's when I was like, okay, this kid has a legit chance of making it, because obviously he has a talent, he has skill, he can dribble the ball, he has high technical skill that can get out of small spaces, he can read the game, he's a good passer, and that's all special, right? But how many times have we seen talented Mexicans or just young players in general have all the talent, but they don't have the mentality, they don't have the composure, they don't have the IQ, they don't respect their veterans, they're not humble enough to like take criticism from the veterans. A lot don't. All right, majority of them don't have this, and it looks like he does. So this is good. This is good. He wasn't great in this final versus the USA. He was pretty average, but again, he didn't look scared at all. He created a chance. Again, he's only 16, so like I'm excited for him. And la selección is gonna be good. I'm not gonna say he's the future of Mexico and say he's the chosen one. He's gonna lead us to the promised land. I wouldn't say all that, but he has potential and opportunity. So I hope he continues to develop and explores other leagues. He gets out of Mexico and keeps those internal or intangible attributes, because that's going to take him a long way. And also I want to shout out El Vasco, for actually giving him a chance to be on the team for this tournament, to actually start him in a knockout game, right? That's big balls. That takes big balls. He's 16. Like, this is a big tournament, like, and he puts him on there. So shout out to El Vasco, okay? And this is what El Vasco had to say about Mora after the Honduras performance.
Está muy bien cuidado por sus padres, fíjate lo que digo.
He's very taking care of his parents. I don't have the privilege of knowing them, but you could tell the education he's received personally and professionally from them.
Su conducta es ejemplar. Asume su rol de jovencito, el más joven del plantel.
He's obviously the youngest of the squad.
Escucha bien. No creo bajo ninguna circunstancia que este muchacho le pueda la presión o le pueda.
I don't think he takes the pressure on very well. He doesn't get to him.
Y bueno, es cierto que físicamente,
and it's true that physically he's still a young man.
Sintió que los calambres en los gemelos, hoy también
he had cramps the other day.
Pero físicamente, ¿no?
Like physically very damaging.
Límite en cuanto en juego arriba y barridas y tal.
The way the Hondurans were playing high ball, air balls.
A pesar que no se esconde, no es
and he just doesn't hide.
Del choque, el cuerpo a cuerpo,
and obviously his virtue is not being body, but he's always there.
Dejándolo suelto a él, bueno, juega goles de gente grande.
He plays like a big guy.
Y es mexicano.
He's a Mexican, so we have a lot of good luck in that aspect. Continue on now with Marcel Ruiz, 24 years old, plays for Toluca. He's a midfielder. He started 5 out of 6 games in this Copa Oro. He didn't play versus the Dominican Republic. And then ever since Vasco came in, he's picked him, and he looks good. Like, he plays in a double pivot. He can be either side of a midfield 3. He can control the ball. He's a good passer, good recovery of the ball. But I think, for me, best of all, his best trait is that he's consistent. All the games he's played, he's been good. Like, I wouldn't say he's been spectacular and he's the best player of the game, but he's good. He's never bad. So that's why he's always starting. I like him. He's new, valuable addition to the squad for future years. The old guard, right, who stood out, have to go with Raul Jimenez, bro. 34 years old, plays for Fulham, obviously a striker. It's un crack. It's un crack, bro. Like this guy, bro, under Aguirre, he's been fire. Now, obviously, he has the goals. He has the 3 goals of this tournament. But I want to talk about specifically his link-up play. My God, bro. The intelligence, the vision, the passing ability, the movement, like, it's crazy. He would be in situations where 2 or 3 defenders aren't on him. They're pouncing on him. And I'm like, me watching the game, I'm like, I have no idea how he's going to get out of here. Like, they're going to take the ball away from him. But then all of a sudden, little flick to Alexis Vega or El Piojo or whoever makes a run. Like, not only does he have lethal finishing, obviously for a striker, but for a striker to receive the ball in a tight space and to like rapidly look in a millisecond look and pass the ball on a string to your compañero, like on this boot, incredible, bro. Like I was like, this guy's incredible. How he managed to get better? It's crazy, bro. I love watching him play. So I'm so happy how he's bounced back from that head injury at Wolves. You know, he rejuvenated his career at Fulham and La Selección. So I'm so happy for Guy. And then, you know, sad but respectable. He paid tribute to his friend Diogo Jota after his sad passing. They were teammates at Wolves, so obviously they were friends. He had the Mexico shirt with Diogo's name and number. Classy from a classy guy. Shout out Raul El Lobo. Probably the next player, veteran guard that stood out to me was Edson Alvarez, El Machín, 27 years of old. 20 years of age, my bad. Plays for West Ham, midfielder. He's my favorite player alongside El Lobo on the team. He's a Capitán de Mexico. He was player of the tournament. El Machín is our Machín. You know what I'm saying? He's our machine. He is the engine of the team. He drops in the defense to start the build-up play. He's always available as an outlet pass. Great defender. Can recover the ball tremendously. He's our box-to-box. Always in the midfield battle. Has a high Q. Has the mentality. Like, bro, obviously, like, to be the captain, you have to have all these, and he does. So I'm so happy he's got a win He got a trophy as captain, and will lead the team into the World Cup next summer. Host World Cups, you know, because U.S., Mexico, and Canada are hosting the World Cup. He's gonna be the captain of that. And like, yo, man, y'all don't understand, brother. Like, bro, I remember him being in America when he was like 18, and he was starting for the team, and his number was like 282, like some random number. And he's playing there, and he's a lanky kid. I'm like, who is this guy? Like, obviously, I was younger than him. I'm younger than him. But I remember seeing him. I was like, probably, I don't know, 12, 13. I'm like, who is this guy? This guy's fire. I like him. Like, that's crazy. And then seeing him in the World Cup, his first World Cup in Russia, 2018. I was saying, this guy, bro, is legit. I believe in him. He's going to be good for us. I see the potential. He has the physical qualities. And more importantly, he has the mindset. And that's what he's shown right now. He's shown as the captain. He's proud to be on the team. He fights for the shirt at all time. He's never gave up. Even when we're down, he keeps fighting for the shirt. And that's why he is the captain now. Look at me. I am the captain now. That's what Edson says to the whole squad, right? And proud of my guy. Proud of my guy to where he's led us. I've always believed in him. And here he is. Now moving on to the U.S., right? USA perspective. For the U.S., right? I'm disappointed in their showing. Especially in this final, right? They made it with their B team, so it's like not that big of a deal in my opinion. Luna and Tillman were impressive throughout. The question is, though, is how will the U.S. prepare for the World Cup, right? They have 2 friendlies in September versus South Korea and Japan, respectively. I'm pretty sure all of the first team will get called up and go because you have to. Like, there's no other games, only 2 games to prepare. And there's friction with Pochettino and the players, right? Pochettino, he discouraged me, man. I thought when the U.S. got him, it was going to be a turning point for the U.S. You know, they were going to take it seriously. He was going to change the team, and they have not looked good at all since since they appointed him in September of 2024. And though I think at this point it's the players' fault, because why every time they have a coach, like, there's always friction, like, so it has to be the players. There's always friction to them. But I thought Pochettino was gonna come in and kill it and have positive vibes and improve the players to get the best out of these players, and we have yet to see it. No idea how they will look in the home World Cup right now. Like, I have no idea how it's gonna work out and fix, but we'll see. We'll see. Now, another thing that happened after the final was there's an outcry, right, on social media about the Fox commentary after the game. And there was a lot said, I can't get the quotes to you directly because Fox has a copyright, so I couldn't really get the quotes, but some of what they were saying, paraphrasing, like Alexi Lawless was saying, like, oh, it's okay that we lost. Like, it's not okay to lose. It's never okay to lose. I mean, no, it's your B team, but it's not okay to lose. Maurice Edu said that I hate losing to Mexico. Like, some people were like, why do you say it so much? Like, okay. And then I think the most one that got traction was Donovan's, who were saying, like, this was their B team. Okay, it's Mexico's B team, and this is USA's B team, and Mexico had their full team, so it's whatever. And then people were like, "Oh, he's just whining, he's just complaining," and it's whatever, bro. Like, and look, I didn't watch it. I didn't watch their coverage. I usually watch all games or competitions, like if available, on Televisa, Univision, or Azteca Deportes. Those are like the main ones I watch when it comes to soccer. I watch CBS at times, when they're covering the Champions League, when it's Kate Abdo, well, now Kate, I forgot her other last name, but Kate, Thierry Henry, when it's Micah Richards, when it's Jamie Carragher on there, I'll watch them. And then last year Fox had the Euro, so I was watching it there. But if I have the chance, I prefer to watch the Spanish commentary. I prefer to watch. But the point is, right? People, and I'm gonna shout out my boy Franny. I remember after the game, he was like, "You seen Fox right now?" And I was like, "What?" Like, just calling out the bias, right, and excuses against this Fox crew, right? After the defeat, and I watched a few clips. I watched the video they have after, where they had all the quotes, and I mean, yes, but did they exaggerate? Yeah, they did. Okay, but look at the crew. This is Fox, bro. Like, it's Rob Stone, who I wouldn't say soccer is his strong suit. Like, they just put him on there because he's a good anchor. So he covers college football, college basketball. So, like, it's Rob Stone, he's a professional. He'll get it done somehow. Soccer's not his thing, but he'll get it done somehow. And he did pretty good. All right, to be the anchor, he's good. But the three pundits, the three analysts, they're former U.S. players, bro. It's London Donovan, it's Alexi Lawless, it's Maurice Edu, bro. Of course they're gonna be biased. They all played for the U.S. They played for them. It's a rivalry versus Mexico. They hate Mexico. So I wasn't surprised about the comments at all. Like, of course they're salty, but it's on Fox. It's American players on American platform, where the majority of the audience is, guess what? American. So they have to bring the hope for the team. They have to tell the American fan, like, but this team's the B team, but next year's gonna be a great team. Like, well, duh. They have to bring that on for the American fans, especially that the World Cup's going to be here. So, like, they obviously they're going to do that. Now, should they have been more professional? Yes, because they're professionals. They should have controlled their emotions more and be more objective. But actually, like, for me, bro, I didn't get offended. As a Mexican American, like, I didn't get offended, right? I didn't think it went over the line. Like, I mostly see some Mexican Americans complaining. I bet you because this is Fox. The Mexicans didn't see this. They don't have Fox. They have Fox Deportes, right? But these guys don't come out because it's English. So they don't come out over there. They have Fox Deportes, they have Azteca, they have Televisa. They didn't watch what these guys said, I'm pretty sure. But Americans who did watch it here, they were all complaining, right? And for me, bro, it wasn't a big deal. Okay, they didn't go over the line for me. If it went like insults or personal, I would get that, but none of that happened. And then, Donovan emphasized that we had a full team and that obviously the USA didn't, which we all know, okay? Did he lie? No, he did not lie, but I get it. He said it tongue-in-cheek. He said it passive-aggressively, like, see, we had our full team, maybe. Like, okay, that's what he was saying it, but who cares, bruh? Like, that's true, but that's actually more on the U.S. Federation not taking this competition seriously. Where they just like, let's just put B team out there. Let's not call our real guys and all that. So they should really be complaining about that. But I think people are just overreacting, bro. Like, it's three U.S. former players, bro, like, who are salty that their team lost. They didn't take personal shots. It's all good, man. It's all good. Like, Mexico fans always be complaining about everything, and they're so biased, bro. Like, it's not even funny how biased sometimes Mexico fans be. And they're subjective as hell, bro. Like they're so some Mexico fans really think we have opportunities to win big competitions. Like, no, we don't, brother. Like, so that's why I'm not even taking this seriously. So it's what else, game continues. If they went over, again, like I previously mentioned, they went over the line with their insult, like personally insulting players and stuff, or like the fans, I would get it. I would get like, okay, bro, it's way over the line, but they're salty because their team lost in the rivalry versus Mexico in the final. Nothing to see here, man. Nothing to see here. But all right, that's an episode of English. Now we're going to Spanish. ¿Qué pasó, raza? Aquí anda Alan Soloro con todos ustedes con otro episodio de Alanizing. Y ahora tenemos a México en la Copa Oro 2025. Vamos a empezar con el camino a la final para México. Luego vamos a hablar de la final. Luego vamos a hablar de la reseña del torneo. Y vamos a estar también con los jugadores descatados, los nuevos, los veteranos que sobresalieron en mi opinión. Y vamos a empezar con el camino, donde México en las fases de grupo, primero le ganaron a la República Dominicana 3-2, luego le ganó a Surinam 2-0, empataron contra Costa Rica 0-0, en los cuartos de final le ganó a Arabia Saudita 2-0, y luego en los semifinales le ganó a Honduras 1-0, y luego en el final le ganó a los Estados Unidos 2-1. En el final, el partido comenzó a favor de los Estados Unidos con un cabezazo de Chris Richards de un tiro libre que puso a los Estados Unidos 1-0 en los primeros 4 minutos en Houston. Sin embargo, México se mostró que estaba inspirado en lugar de derrotado y aumentó la intensidad. En el minuto 27, Marcel Luis le dio un pase preciso a Raúl, quien disparó un misil al fondo de la red para empatar el partido 1-1. En la segunda mitad siento que ambos equipos bajaron un poco el ritmo del principio de la primera mitad, pero faltando menos de media hora del final, Ethan Álvarez, el machín, anotó de cabeza desviado por Joan Vázquez para ponerle 2-1 a México y sellar la Copa Oro a México y levantar su 10ª Copa Oro de la CONCACAF con el machín como capitán y Javier el Vasco Aguirre como entrenador. En general, las estadísticas dicen que México tenía mayoría de la posición con 70 a 40%, mejor XG 1.26 a 0.64, más tiros 16-6 y tiros al arco 8-3 en el favor de México. Me impresionó el tri por cómo se sobrepusieron al gol de Richards, no entraron en pánico, no se desorientaron, mejoraron, parecía que aumentaron la intensidad, presionando más alto y haciendo excelentes combinaciones de un toque, como vimos en el gol, el Lobo. Como mencioné antes, la situación se apagó en la segunda mitad y estoy decepcionado que no podían marcar más goles. México tenían muchas buenas oportunidades en la segunda mitad. El Piojo tenía unas oportunidades y luego ya como faltando 5 minutos en el tiempo adicional, Santi Jimenez y el Chino tenían unas oportunidades, pero no marcaron. Sentí que si México hubiera seguido esa presión, habrían marcado 4 goles o más, especialmente contra este equipo estadounidense. Eso es lo que prácticamente le ganó el partido para México. Tenían más experiencia, tienen mejor talento México sobre el equipo estadounidense ahorita. Vasco con este equipo podía ahogar a los Estados Unidos. Estados Unidos no podían retener el balón más de 5 segundos antes que México la recuperara. Y actuaciones decepcionantes de Diego Luna, de Adams y de Tillman. Ellos son los mejores jugadores en los Estados Unidos de este equipo y desaparecieron. Y Tillman y Luna puedes decir que son jóvenes, entonces les puedes dar un pase, pero y especialmente Luna porque él tiene 21 años, es mexicoamericano y pues es un final de México contra Estados Unidos, entonces pues esa presión le puede llegar a uno, especialmente a un joven. Y recibió algunos abucheos en este juego que yo no entiendo de parte de de los afición mexicana, porque yo no sé por qué le están dando abucheos. Si yo sé que él escogió a Estados Unidos, pero la mayoría que le estaban haciendo, que estaban en Houston, esa afición, ellos también son chicanos, ellos también son mexicoamericanos. Entonces yo no entiendo que se quieren referir por eso. Yo no creo que él pueda jugar. Si él va a estar en el equipo mexicano, yo no creo que él podía entrar a esta plantilla. No lo debe de poner el Vasco, entonces yo creo que él hizo la decisión correcta. Eligió la decisión correcta en estar con este equipo estadounidense. Entonces yo no entiendo. Si ve a ser los mismos americanos que la abuchean porque no jugó bien, eso lo entiendo, pero de los fanáticos mexicanos, no sé, pero así llegan las emociones. Y también era controversia la mano de Jorge Sánchez, que no era, y yo creo que era la decisión correcta, era accidental. Y pues las reglas son las reglas, ¿no? Él no quería pegarle y así son las reglas, que no era penal y así se fue. Pero no tiene excusa porque México era el mejor equipo hoy y era el mejor equipo en la final. Entonces, pues, así tiene que ser la reseña del torneo. México, ¿verdad? Obviamente, de todo ese equipo, los jugadores destacados, los nuevos, los veteranos, en mi opinión. Vamos a empezar con el chico, el joven, Gilberto Mora, de 16 años, juega por Tijuana, es mediocampista. Este chico estuvo en la banca contra República Dominicana y Costa Rica, no jugó contra Surinam y reemplazó a Luis Chávez por lesión en el juego de contra Arabia Saudita y impresionó. Completó la mayor cantidad de regates, tuvo un disparo y se mostró cómodo con el balón. En el partido contra Honduras es cuando él fue el jugador del partido y debutó con una asistencia, lo cual fue bastante oportuno para Raúl, además de crear 2 oportunidades con 25 de 28 pases precisos y 2 pases al último tercio. Pero lo que más me impresionó de él fue su compostura y carácter. Le hicieron 3 faltas en este juego y le golpearon muchas veces, le golpearon más varias veces. Y las primeras fueron duras de los hondureños. Es pequeño, lo miden a 5'6" y para mí parece que pesa como unos 120 a 130 libras, así que no es grande para un jugador de fútbol. Así que cada vez que un hondureño tenía la oportunidad de darle una golpiza, de darle una paliza, se lo daban. Y hay que reconocer su mérito del chico, porque nunca se quejó con el árbitro, nunca se rajó con él, simplemente se levantó y siguió jugando. Incluso después de todos los golpes, seguía pidiendo el balón, seguía corriendo hasta los espacios para recibir el balón. Fue entonces cuando cuando estaba pensando que este chico, él tiene la oportunidad legítima para estar en la selección, porque obviamente tiene talento, tiene habilidad, puede manejar la pelota, tiene una alta habilidad técnica, puede salir de espacios pequeños, puede leer el juego, puede pasar la pelota y pues es especial, ¿verdad? Pero cuántas veces hemos visto a mexicanos talentosos o simplemente jugadores en general que tienen que tienen todo el talento, pero no la mentalidad, la compostura, el coeficiente intelectual, el respeto a los veteranos y la humildad, que cuando los critican no se rajan, que no se ponen mal o no se sienten mal de eso. Y no muchos, la mayoría de ellos, los jóvenes no tienen eso, no tienen. Y parece que él sí tiene esos habilidades. Entonces, pues yo creo que no fue genial contra Estados Unidos en la final, pero él tenía lo que tenía que hacer, era más o menos. Y de nuevo, no parecía asustado, pidió el balón y creó una oportunidad. Solo tiene 16 años, así que estoy emocionado por él y por la selección. No, yo no voy a decir que él es el futuro de México, que todo depende de él, que él es elegido, que nos va a llevar a la tierra prometida. Yo no creo eso, pero tiene potencial y oportunidades. Así que espero que se siga desarrollándose, explorando otras ligas, manteniendo esos atributos internos para que él siga, es lo que quería decir previamente, que siga con esos atributos. También le quiero dar felicitaciones al Vasco por darle la oportunidad de estar en el equipo para este torneo y haberlo puesto como titular en un knockout stage. Recuérdense que nomás tiene 16, entonces de ponerlo en un torneo así, pues es algo que es muy grande del Vasco, que tenía el valor de hacerlo, y es lo que tenía que decir el Vasco de Mora después de la actuación con Honduras.
Está muy, muy bien cuidado por sus padres, fíjate lo que digo. No tengo el gusto de conocerlos, pero lo ves inmediatamente la educación que ha recibido ese muchacho en casa, tanto personal como profesional. Su conducta es ejemplar, asume su rol de jovencito, el más joven del plantel, escucha bien. No creo, bajo ninguna circunstancia, que este muchacho le pueda la presión o le pueda el entorno o lo puedan marear. Estoy seguro que no. Y bueno, es cierto que físicamente pues es un niño todavía, ¿no? Ya la vez pasada sintió que los calambres en los gemelos, hoy también se va apagando, pero físicamente, ¿no? Los hondureños te llevaban al límite en cuanto en juego arriba y barridas y tal. Y ahí en ese aspecto él, a pesar que no se esconde, no es su mayor virtud el choque, el cuerpo a cuerpo, ¿no? Pero ya lo dije desde el primer día, él dejándolo suelto a él, bueno, juega goles de gente grande, tiene mucho talento y es mexicano, fíjate tú, qué buena suerte tenemos.
Ahora vamos con Marcel Luis, de 24 años, juega por Toluca, es mediocampista. Fue titular en los 5 de 6 partidos contra la Copa Oro, pero no jugó contra República Dominicana. Desde que ha llegado al Vasco lo ha elegido y ha jugado bien. Puede jugar en un doble pivote, puede jugar en ambos lados de un medio campo de 3, tiene control del balón, puede pasar la pelota, recupera bien la pelota y sobre todo es consistente. No ha tenido un mal juego este torneo y es su mejor calidad que tiene. Me gusta de que es nuevo, es valioso en comparación al equipo y para los próximos años va a estar allí hasta que también pueden cambiar el entrenador y yo creo que lo van a elegir por los años que tiene y cómo ha jugado. Entonces estoy bien alegre que él está en el equipo. Para los veteranos, ¿verdad? Vamos a escoger a Raúl Jimenez. Lo tenía que escoger de 34 años. Ahorita juega para el Fulham y es delantero. Es mi crack. Es un crack. Este tipo de jugador no se deja. Porque desde que Aguirre lo escogió, desde Aguirre es entrenador y él lo ha escogido, como él ha jugado de bien. Obviamente, los goles que tiene en este torneo. Tiene 3 goles en este torneo. Pero yo quería hablar específicamente de su juego de conexión. La inteligencia, la visión, la capacidad de pase, el movimiento que Raúl tiene. Yo miraba en los juegos, estaba en situaciones de 2 o 3 delanteros, entonces de 2 o 3 defensores encima de él. Y yo le estaba diciendo a la televisión, pues yo no sé cómo se va a escapar de eso. Le van a quitar la pelota y ya se acabó la jugada. Pero ya, de repente, un pequeño toque a Vega, al Piojo o al quien sea el que quería hacer esa corrida a la portería. No solo tiene Raúl la definición letal, sino como un delantero, cómo él puede recibir la pelota en espacios reducidos y puede mirar en un segundo y rápidamente lo puede ver y le da un pase bonito al compañero en su mera bota. Dije, este es crack. Este es crack. Y estoy muy contento de cómo se recuperó esta lesión de la cabeza cuando estaba con los Wolves y cómo ha revitalizado su carrera en el Fulham y en la selección. Pero también cambiando de tema, es triste y es respetable, pero también respetable que rindió un homenaje a su amigo Diogo Jota tras su triste fallecimiento. Eran compañeros de equipo en los Wolves, así que llevaba la camiseta de México con el nombre de Diogo y su número. Entonces, pues, ¿qué clase de persona es Raúl? Y pues en paz descanse Diogo Jota. Y es lo que tenía que decir Raúl en su conferencia de prensa de Diogo.
Y espero seguir haciéndolo así. Y en relación a Diogo, bueno, fue un gran compañero que estuvo conmigo 2 años ahí en los Wolves, que seguíamos muchas veces en comunicación, compartimos muy bonitos momentos, muy bonitos tiempos ahí, siendo pues parte importante en lo que los Wolves conseguimos en ese tiempo. Y bueno, es pues muy fuerte, ¿no? El enterarse de ese tipo de noticias de alguien tan cercano a ti que pues, era un gran amigo.
Y luego vamos al último jugador, al Edson Álvarez, el machín de 27 años que juega por el West Ham y es mediocampista. Él es mi jugador favorito ahorita junto con el Lobo en este equipo. Y él es el capitán de México, es el jugador del torneo. El machín es nuestra máquina, es el motor del equipo. Baja a la defensa para iniciar la construcción de juego. Siempre está disponible para una pase de salida. Es gran defensor. Puede recuperar el balón tremendamente en nuestra área. Siempre está en la batalla de medio campo. Alto coeficiente intelectual y mentalidad. Obviamente tienes que tener eso para ser el capitán. Y es lo que tiene. Estoy muy feliz que haya ganado un trofeo como capitán. Y va a ser el líder del equipo en la Copa del Mundo el próximo verano. Que va a ser en México, Estados Unidos y Canadá. Y ustedes, yo no creo que ustedes entienden. Que ¿Cómo es? Este es mi gallo. Este es mi gallo. Porque yo me recuerdo cuando estaba en la América. A los 18 tenía, y era como en 2016, 2017. Y su número en la América era 282. ¿Qué número es eso? ¿Cuál número es ese? Y es el número que tenía. Y yo miré que estaba alto. Y que yo dije, este sí sabe jugar. Este sabe jugar. Yo me recuerdo en su primer Copa del Mundo en Rusia en el 2018. Dije, este tipo es legítimo. Yo creo en él. Va a ser bueno para nosotros. Él tiene las cualidades físicas y lo más importante que tiene la mentalidad. Yo me recuerdo que él nunca se rajó, aunque estábamos perdiendo, nunca se rajó. Siempre tiene el orgullo de ser mexicano, de estar en la selección, luchar por la camiseta. Es lo que él valora, es lo que nosotros valoramos. Entonces, yo lo vi y dije, este va a ser mi gallo. Y es por eso que es el capitán y estoy bien orgulloso de él. Que siga adelante Mr. Machín y lo vamos a ver en la Copa Mundial de la FIFA 2020-26 en México, Estados Unidos y Canadá. Y con eso acabamos con el episodio. Dame un like, dame un comentario, suscríbanse y nos vemos por la próxima.